Oy, oy, oy. It feels like it's a lifetime since I was here. A lifetime. A lifetime. It's good to be here, though. It's good to be here. I'm just slowly getting things together. Getting some things sorted. Just hammering away at the cheese tags currently. Hold on. There it is. Hi. Man, I don't know if that's true. Did we hit 333 already? Yo! Yo! We're adding a piece to the tower. Hey, Crimson. Hey. We're adding a piece to the tower. I'm so excited. Bucket? Oh, we're adding a bucket to the tower. Let's go. Let's fucking go. We're diving right into this today, aren't we? Okay, let's remember bucket for now while I'll sort out opening the editor. Yes, as if I would just randomly forget to add a bucket. But let's look at it immediately. Finally. Okay, so 2,500 might be a good, at least for, well, the channel is still small. Small. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to add a bucket. Like, it's more fun doing editor work this way. We should have built an entire world like this. It would take time though. Just listening to every piece that has to be placed. Twitch builds level. That's a channel concept. Also, I guess this map isn't really a secret anymore that we have this map. It's more fun this way. And, you know, followers are gonna know about it, and then we're just gonna advertise it outwards otherwise. Man. I am lacking my favorite Rooibos tea. This is still okay, but it hits differently. It's not quite as oomph as it could have been. Editor opening up, and I've resorted to doing a screen grab now, so you guys can get in on this. You know, you can watch the loading screen as much as I am. Oh, let's also check the wishlist count. Look at it together today. Mm-hmm. 336. Nice. We got some numbers to add. So now that we know, I can actually like keep it secret for a while until other people drop in here. Bucket, you say. This is where the tower is at currently. Play current camel location. That's not current camera location. I know for a fact. Well, I guess we can do this. I actually didn't anticipate this to become useful here. Oh, hold on. We need a dev ghost in here. Dev ghost. And the dev ghost can be somewhere here. Doesn't really matter. Well, it only matters for the visuals. Now, we can zoom. Bucket time. I just want to check out the area we're adding. I assume we should be adding the bucket over here somewhere, but you know. Man, this mini version is so cool. Like, we got good where we can, yeah, this is where currently the path ends. So it's really is just upwards. What's the size of this bucket? And what type of bucket? I mean, we have one metal type bucket. We also have this bucket. That's a tiny bucket. It's so small. Man, I think I made this because it's so bad. That's my perspective on that. We have this bucket, we have this bathing bucket, we have the bucket of water, good old Dynasthir water. Wah. I think those are the buckets. Yeah, it's because I made it, and I made it to a stupid size. This is such a bad bucket, holy shit. I'm pretty sure I made this, or I got it from some asset, and then just converted it over to be usable. Just because it's like, it's the general metal and general wood material, but it's just, even with those materials, it's so badly made. Like, those materials can do better. I am appalled. I think even this bucket uses... No, it has its own texture set. There we go. It's kind of like, it's a cute style of bucket. You know? Let's go. A metal bucket with a person underneath that's wearing it. It's like a body falling out. We can do that. You know, this one has the strap downwards or whatever, and then it's easier to... I don't think this might be easy for a person to walk on because it's a skeletal mesh, and that might have some iffy collisions. We can at least explore. Yeah, it's gonna be static for sure. A person, you say? A person. Do we have a person? We have third person walk. Yeah, we have third person. That's not very descriptive. Male. But now you're cheating. Now you're placing 2 blocks. Oh, we have these guys from like the demo, or like from early prototypes. You just edited your 1 block? Yeah. I still don't understand why it doesn't... Yeah, I don't know why it starts me over here. Oh, it's because I have a saved position, I believe. I believe if I do this. Also, where's my DLSS? It's all falling apart and we barely started. Yeah, I need to go here, here, and here. And we've got to remove the save. Good old removing save games. Never gets old. Okay. If there's a home, I'm gonna be over here. That's not very helpful either. I know I have to improve this somehow, I just don't know quite how yet. Say, if I do it like this then, so now we have here, we can go player start. The player start is down here, so the player is supposed to swoop over here really. But maybe that's the reason why we end up in the air, maybe is because when I say home, it might go just because this thing overlapped with stuff. So that might be why. Yeah. I will allow the double block for this purpose. This one time. Okay, there we go. That's a faster operation now. We can save ourselves over here. I feel like when it's purely vertical like this, that's one thing. It is obviously too much, I think. Yeah, it has to be lower. I wish for it that it would have some... I guess we could make a ramp of some sort. I see a perfect ramp. This is so unhinged. Does not have to make sense. Does not have to make sense whatsoever. Okay, that was pretty easy. Yeah. Wow, okay. Appropriately scuff. Yeah, I mean, like, we could... You know, while I'm here, I might add something else. Because it looked freaky. I think it looked freaky. I think I'm making them a little bit bigger, just like so, basically. Because now it is a high risk jump. That felt a little bit more appropriate. But I don't think you need this. I think that's too much. Yeah, I put 2 in because like I was like feeling it. I was feeling how strange it is. It's this factory line of people with buckets. Yeah, I think that's good for now. Can you make that, you think? Probably can. Oh! Okay, speedrun strat. I like it. Yep, we can make that. Lovely. I gotta make a plugin that looks at how the error messages worked in UE4 dot like 22 or 24, because there it would work properly, but now they don't work properly. So maybe like I can just like look at the code. Like I need a plugin that removes those error messages. Like at least the pop-up on the screen. I'm okay with there being like a single button somewhere that can show me the current one. But whose idea is it to like buffer them like that? So silly. Tim Sweeney. Tim. Can you guys hear me well over the music, by the way? Because the music is a little bit louder today than usually. Than normal. Okay. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Levels. Save selected. Make writable. Oh yeah, there's music. Well, okay then. It's not a problem. It's real low, okay. I usually have it lower. That's fun. Thank you for being here and hanging out. Good vibes. I've been hanging out a little bit in other like developer streams, and I've been having a really good time with that. And seeing what other people are doing and like trying to connect a little bit. And I think it will be a good way, like a good a good opportunity, I guess, to like make some connections, because that, you know, games is what we're doing and we're all figuring out shit together. And actually, I don't think I need to load Vulkan. That was a mistake. Man, I miss my matcha. Matcha is just so expensive, I can't really afford it right now, but I'm considering getting a package for Christmas. Until then, we'll enjoy the cheese tax. For real today, I would say red oak, like red oak landscaping. I made some changes to it, and like there's a feature, landscape feature I really don't like, that I would like to remove today as well. It's also because red oak is one of the areas that I don't like. I don't mind showing that off on stream, and it has to be worked on regardless. So the juicer stuff we will leave, like the nice little secrets of red oak, but surface level we can do a little bit of work. Where are we? Oh, we're here. The astute will see red oak underground. Oh, so certain things we just can't really hide. Well, I guess we can rename the map, but that feels extraneous. And Erd. I always forget that the Erd is like an important part of Red Oak map, because Red Oak is so like central to the 4 maps. Or 3 rather. Crazy. So I added some features to the Red Oak map. Wait, this should be loaded. What the heck? Oh, that's Vulkan. Yeah, that's Vulkan. So wild. How is this Vulkan? Like, certainly that could be the Erd. Like that one piece there. Certainly. Yeah, that like... but it's like a big chunk. Yeah, the chunk is this. And then we take all of that from Belkin instead, which is like that's too much, I think. This is one of the most difficult like tiles that we have. Yo, Thickums, good to see you. Good to see you, man. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I say this enough, but I appreciate having friends supporting the project. This is something I want to work on at some point, where the reflections we get here is kind of harsh, but it gets better with having a sky. Good. I had a few days that were really rough, but now I've spent so much time working on Dynasthir and I've had so much fun. Zucchini. That's yo. Whoa. Actually, sky map off. Unload. I want to see things like. Well, actually, no. Let the sky be. Although, I'm gonna bring us on a journey here where I need to restart the editor, because I for whatever reason, when I went to some map, DLSS got like removed. The goat! Haha! Now transition back. I'm getting used to this shit. I'm like an old person. It's like it took me so long to like figure shit out. But now I'm like, oh, if there's something specific I don't want to show, I can just go to like, I can just transition the screen. Blows my mind. Technology. The future is now. And now we go back to this map. Yeah, no, from here on out we should just try to finish the thing. Right now we're on a great trajectory. I legit walked up to the trigger of chapter 3, you could say, in this story. And I was like, well, we're sort of here, right? It's lacking a bunch of like content and fillers in between and bosses, but it's not like it's this big weird thing that we don't have a grasp of what to do. What does bofa mean? Speaking of being old, what does bofa mean? Also, on my issues list, I'd like to figure out why I haven't seen wolves in the forest for a while. Because they are on the entities list. I assume they're just falling through the world again. So here's the landscape that... let me get DLSS on here, because, man, DLSS just helps me make game. Like performance should work well. So these are the features I made on this landscape. So they're very rough now. These pillars are probably going to be different ones. Maybe this one, but I don't want to overuse this one, because these ones we use for very specific purposes in the game, and that's not this purpose. But I wanted to mark that I want to place something here. This might be like a ruin or something. Both. Okay, cool. Both. Oh yeah, I see it. You say it like a bit of a degenerate way of saying it. You're like both. Do it with both. So there's a feature in the landscape of Red Oak that I really don't like, and it's here. Like, I hate this. I thought I would be cool and go for like a thing where there would be like a rift, and then bandits could hang out in the rift, but it destroys everything that this scenery is about, so I'm just gonna go and remove it right now. That's like the biggest thing on my mind. I hate this so much. I spent so long trying to make it work, and end of the like nothing about it felt good to me. So we could still maybe use this like once the things are gone and we smooth things out a little bit, or like we can still maybe use the landscape part of it. But I'm not sure yet. We'll see. That's gonna need some more radius to be effective. It's because it doesn't respect anything about the landscape surrounding it. I thought I would be clever and make it sort of like fit somehow. End of the day, it was just like, it just destroyed so much of the feeling, of the vibe. And you have the road coming here. And if you're, the cool thing about this, like, it's that it adds some obscurity to whatever is down in this ridge here. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. There's a bunch of those rocks around that have the alligator teeth. Let's see. I don't know if... Yeah, I guess these guys in the red oak field like area. I really tried to be clever with this, and at the end of the day, cleverness is not what we're doing. Well, we are doing cleverness, but at the end of the day, it's like, this is... I have to tackle this from the perspective of like... Not just... I had an idea, and we don't have assets that sort of make that work in a good way. It was more better mentally than it was physically. Yeah, I know these plants are not gonna align properly now, but we'll sort that out. We'll sort out the edge when we get there. So, first thing first that I noticed that we need to respect here is that we have lines coming down the landscape, right? And some of those lines we can work with. So... Yeah. So yeah, it's not like, it is an idea to have like these rifts where bandits hang out, and they would just like jump up from the rift and then start it. But I think this is a huge feature of land. Like I don't know how easy it is to tell, but like town is like 3 times, 4 times bigger than this piece of land. That's a huge fucking rift. So like, if we want it, there can be something small, right? Interior crocodile, alligator. So, here's what I would like to do here. I would like to, well, there's so many ideas, but one thing that I'm thinking of is a little bit of if we let this landscape come up a bit so it looks like it's more even, we can make a little bit of a groove here and like a grove sort of thing instead. So we can be like, we can flatten some of this out. That's a little bit the wrong elevation, but nothing bad. Can actually keep flattening it all the way there, so then smooth it out from here. I have some steps coming down. The shadows coming up there, that's nice. Yeah, it's pretty big, and that's a problem with Dynasthir, is that like literally like you place a person next to this, like we do this a bunch, and you start to understand like how big things are. From Erd, no, we make sure that we're in the right level space. I tell Crimson to do this all the time, to be in the right level space, and I am 1,000,000% the bigger offender of it. So that's the size of a person. Yeah. Players literally down here. Damn. Yeah, I know. That's Dynasthir for you. It has that sense of like, you know, everything is... Which is, you know, I guess I can keep them around to have a reference for what we're doing. But I have an idea now. I'm thinking of basically like a cave-like thing here. So with the sculpt tool, let's pull this up a little bit. I have a little bit of like a strong setting on the sculpt tool here, but don't worry about the plants. We'll make it come together. We'll make them come. Oh, by the way, guys. By the way, did you guys know? Did you guys know? Well, I got your attention. Did you guys know that it's Do Not November? We're nutting. It can only kill the whole prod. Yep. That's literally like what I would tell you is like, no, don't never do that. The wrong player space. When I say player space, it's like the really editor map space or whatever. I don't know what you call that, but if you're working, if you're placing something down on the wrong map, you can like break loading stuff. I will say that like I'm pretty good at like when I'm working on something realizing that, oh, I'm in the wrong place, and then I go and correct it. Okay, next part, we're gonna go to visibility. Never not nutting, November, do nothing. So, There's no I and we, you're donutting. No. Well, maybe that's what you mean. But it's do not November, right? So donut, November. Here's what I'm thinking. Is that even necessary at that point? I guess I just need the opening part. Yeah, I just need the opening part. I don't know why I was like making that such a deal. I just need this part. Making slopes like this is kind of like weird, but I guess we can use this tool here. Add a ramp. Yeah, that works. Dude, if you add a ramp at the right places, you can look at the ridges coming down the landscape, and then you can like match them up. That's kind of cool. Man makes hole and then spends another 10 minutes removing hole. I can't believe it's not nutter. You're gonna nurture it. Yeah. Okay. It's like a mound, and there's going to be an opening in the mound, and you can enter it, and then maybe bandits could hang out inside of it, like a little bandit sort of hangout. It's very close to town though, even though like this is further than you think. I mean, being a bony person, I sometimes envy people who have a little bit of body fat. Realizing now that this can be, like, to some degree a loaded subject as well, but overall, yeah. I think everyone has that idea of like, oh, we need like ideal bodies or whatever. It's not a hole for water. This is going to be a cave entrance, actually, or like a mound rather. It's a mound more than a cave, I would say. Hello, Isik. Nice to see you. Before the stream, I had like an emergency call with Isik because I've had some problems, and he fixed all of the problems. Like all of them. Like, and it didn't even take a long time. It's like I've been there for like hours. It's crazy. Crazy. No, like the envy would be like things. Yeah, I'm sorry, I did not get into the specifics of that. So when you have like a bony build, like you're riding a bike and your ass can hurt so much, for instance, because you have like a bone grinding onto your skin basically all the time. And it's the same time whenever you're like sitting for a long time in a chair or something. If I'm falling, it's more of that grindiness against the bone. So he's the GOAT. He really is. No, I don't. He's definitely like honorary, if not, yes, an actual like minstrel in that sense of like, whoa, add a piece, yo, okay. Okay, so may I place down first before we go to the tower and add a piece? I'm so happy that we're getting to add some pieces in here finally. Before we do that, I like to at least get the interior mound part a little bit more sorted, because I think it's going to be sort of like an easy thing to do, because we're going to use these like nice little pieces. We might go for something like this, but I'm not. Let's go to this asset here. Because essentially, like, this would be like an opening, right? And then we just like add the different materials properties to it that has for these things. Not that one. Well, yeah, okay, it is these ones. So if you copy this little list here of settings, this should become greenish. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? You need a way better bike seat, and that a bigger booty would help you like it helped me. This is what it comes down to, right? I just need a twerkable booty. It's really, that's what it is. I will say that out of many of the girls that I've been with, a lot of them have commented on me having a pretty butt. So, but I will also concede that it doesn't necessarily have it's not an asset in that sense. Right, so I want to get this like thing sorted, and then we can I think that's good. We can build around that, right? And grab this piece here. We're gonna transform this piece as well with the magic of custom data. And this is how we render all of the shit in all of our rocks basically in one go. That being said, I've learned that just adding a mesh will also mean we have one draw call for the mesh itself, and then there's one for material. So it's not like it's free just adding objects willy-nilly. But it's a different type of call. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad rock for that. For making something flat. I believe we have some secrets up here. Don't mind the secrets. I'm just gonna borrow this guy. And this guy is using a different texture, so we're gonna borrow the texture from these guys because we can, because these are generic. I'm gonna go bada boom, bada beam, bada bum. And then we're gonna borrow the settings from these guys. New proverb just dropped. Yeah, it's so good. Custom data. Isik asked me the other day in our amazing little chat that we have if I like place it all manually. Could you phrase the question again? Yeah, like this is a cool shape. Like we don't have anything like sort of like this in the game since before. Oh, I changed the key for this, so now we should be able to change with Control 1. We can change if it's world or not instead of having to go here all the time. But this key never worked for me. I just had to go and rebind it. But the default key doesn't do it. You asked something about how we do the interior pieces, or like how we place things, if it's like a custom asset, or like how we do basically. Something about how we do. Like ham so much, so build butter, but yeah. Or just become impervious to falling and impervious to bikes, and it's all good. Yeah, that's a great tip for you as well, Crimson. It's like maybe rebind this, or like I have Control 1 as my key to just go, you know, world local, and it speeds up things so much. Oh, this comes down into it. That's not very good. That's unfortunate. I like the angle a lot, but that's just too tight. Nah! Again, Dynasthir is a fucking weird thing when it comes to scale. That might not be too tight at all. Might have to change the scale of these textures a little bit. Yeah. Squad-doodle-doo. Yeah, no. Bike. I haven't had a bike in a very long time, sadly. I would like one. Also, this texture doesn't necessarily map super well to this block, so to speak. I might figure something out for that at some point, but that's more material work. That's not neither here nor there. Okay, so I think I got the shape that I want overall here. we're gonna come down here, we're gonna see that, and it sort of obstructs the view a little bit as it is right now. But it only like really obstructs it, I think, because it feels like it's like not bright enough. I'm not too happy about the obstruction of the view when you're coming down here. That could also literally be because we already have a feature right here in the scene. Like if we remove that, that's a lot better. I do like this rock though, it's been here from the start. Right, no, I walk everywhere. Also, if you consider joining us, remember, it is Donut November. So, do nut. I think I have an idea for a solution here, which is like covering this in like vines and shit, and I don't know if this is like the problem is the silhouette from here. It doesn't like this reads much better than this, like from this angle, but from here it looks fucking cool. Like I love that. I love that shape from here. So what do? You go over here, we can look at the silhouette a little bit and see if we can figure it out. It's really is this edge poking up. That's like the thing that I don't like. It's especially when you're coming from like where these two shapes start intersecting. Let's see, I'm losing track here. So we're gonna go to the map real soon. I just want to see if I can figure this out, or I can leave it like this and I can think of it while we go to the other map. So let's go to the limits map and let's figure out what we can add. So Isik, what sort of piece do you want to add? Currently, the last thing that was added were a block of person, and then I copied it once. And how that looks currently is like this. So this is the last block that was added by a person other than me, and then this. So this would be your starting point unless you choose something else, which is within the scope of things. You can also speedrun this jump. So there's that. It's true, but yeah, I have good leg muscles. I do a lot of arcade dance gaming, and I do a walk downtown, which is like 4 kilometers before and after. So, and then we played arcade dance gaming for like 3 to 5 hours, pretty much non-stop. Do I not need speed to make this? Oh, okay. So you can speed run it or you can slow run it and it still works out sometimes. So Isik, what sort of thing do you want me to place here? Whatever works, like anything we can have in the editor that doesn't necessarily spoil something secret in the game. Like, don't place the end boss. Thank you. I gotta figure out why this map doesn't load with DLSS. My computer is screaming. Hello. No, I feel like everyone has a little bit of like a, like it doesn't matter what type of body you have. There's always going to be some things where you're like, I don't like that about my body. I don't like that my body has a tendency to produce excess skin for no fucking reason. But that's just like, that could be for anyone. Yeah. Oh, right, yeah. I guess it's not envy as such, but it's wishes for something. Yeah, there's things to be done there. We can, let's see. Okay, it's gonna be minus. Yeah. That's too much. Less tiling. And you wonder now, how do I know that it's this number 5 that I need to edit? That was a guess. That was a pure ass guess. And that's too much. I don't like the, it looked better when it was like smoother. Maybe 6. Yeah, so as I was saying, my body has a tendency to just produce lots of extra skin, and it does so faster than like a regular person. So what happens is that like I have a cream that slows down the process. What is this? This is where you place a piece. This is where you place a piece. This is the, we call it the limits map. And it is only up. And this is the last piece that Wolfgang placed. I placed this because I thought it was a fun idea. The idea is only up with Dynasthir mechanics. I was waiting around because you were the ones who was supposed to fucking place a block, so I've been asking you, what block should we place? And I also would like it to not be something like place the end boss or something, because I don't want to spoil. So please don't. I hope you're enjoying your team, man. Oh yeah. Compared to only up though, you will actually die by falling in this game. I mean, we could turn off fall damage, that's not so big, but I also have some tea. Right. Someone's like place mountain, and I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna do this. Oh, what happened? I'm gonna do this. And then do this. Yeah, any assets. You can name something and we can like reason about if we have something like that, and I can tell you like more intricately because we have a lot of assets. Is a mountain. I don't know what's going on with this piece. I guess it's just negatively scaled, so. But yeah. You want a mountain? Here's a mountain. It's just in very small scales. Bridge. We have things like bridges, but we don't have like a complete bridge asset. If we searched for bridge in static meshes, I guess we do have some composite parts. We have this that I made from different parts. We have these guys that we've used kind of extensively already in the project or in this map. We have this. I think this is a rejected asset. It's a portable mount. Yes, exactly. No, I don't know if you can use this in a way that... Yeah, there's this, which is like a rocky type of bridge sort of thing. You can do things with that. This is also part of it. You can extend with that. That's 2 pieces. You can't do 2 pieces. That's illegal. That's illegal. There's also this, which is like a beta thing, so... Which is fine. I might add a texture to it, but... You like bridge piece corrected? Is it this? Yeah, okay. Orientation then. Like, what's the idea? I just throw something out and you can tell me what you want. Yeah, that's kind of funny. That is a kind of a freaky way to go. I think I want to fix the camera here so it doesn't intersect with these things. But can I make it out? No, better, sort of. You can sort of make it out. Yes, this. Okay. That's a good piece. That's a good ass piece right there. Ah, that's scary. Because you know you gotta make your character fit between these somehow. Yeah, and back is almost like death for certain. So, is this a good scaling? Do we make it like Hewegg? Do we make it like... some of the weird scalings I'm gonna be like, no, but... Or like sometimes I'm gonna add another piece instead of scaling it up. But I feel like this is like at least like a section you have to walk and do something else with. You can never rest. Never let them rest. Okay. Oh, that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. Okay. Crimson jump, a seek jump, perfect. We should angle these ones upwards a little bit because we need to go up, right? We need to go up. Yeah, I knew it. That was the first time that I felt it. I knew it was coming. We made it. We know. Okay, you gotta keep the pace there. Maybe a little bit too slippery. I might add some collision thing there to help, but for now, let's see if we can do something about the camera, because I think the camera really matters here. Not custom data, collision data. Custom. And then, what is it? We ignore visibility? Is that the one? The side bridge action is kind of scary. Yeah, yes, the side bridge. That's what she said. Wow. No, I love the idea. It's a great idea. Okay, now it's... What is it intersecting with? It could still be the same thing. Camera. Ignore. Yeah, okay. This is a little bit less scary now when the camera doesn't freak out. But I think it's also more fair. Maybe it's just harder to gauge when you're jumping from thing to thing. I spoke too soon, I think. Gotta figure out a good camera angle for that. Huh. Yeah, I think this is side-scrolling adventure now. That's what you gotta do here. Whew. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's too high up. I did it once. Science. A higher? Oh, because you think I'm hitting my head. You're probably right. I will take higher because we do need to add like some verticality to the map. Yeah, that'll feel appropriate. Like that, the first one felt good. The second one feels like, yeah, you gotta make it. And then, you know, I think I gotta just like improve the collisions on these a little bit. Yeah, that's enough of that for now. Let's go back to the main map. You saw nothing. I love this idea, by the way. This idea I'm gonna just keep forever as I'm doing streaming and developing. Like, have one map where chat can just place a block, and it could even be less, you know, less unhinged. This map is really unhinged, but like you could have like a house or whatever, and you could be like, yeah, place a block in the house to like make sense for this character, and you describe the character to people. You could add some constraints. It's fun when it's unhinged, but you know, you can add some constraints on it if you want to. Erd and red oak. And sky. It's super fun. It's super fun. Where's me cave? Oh, I'm back here. There's me cave. Get in my belly. I actually don't want to make this like a full cave. I want it to just be a mound, essentially. So it's... what this is currently is fine, I think. And maybe a little bit further back. But as far as we can go, actually. Yeah. I think that's cute. Quaint little hobbit hole. You want to build more steps. You have more ideas. Clearly, I have to make it a goal for the bits too, I guess. Is it already? I guess you can get essence through bits now. I don't know. I still don't fully understand. Like, I understand you use them to cheer, and that's money for thing, and then you can have incentives for them as well. But yeah, that's a good indication. Once the stream eventually like grows a little bit, people will be like, I want to build a piece, and then they gotta like spend money to do it. Jeff Bezos will wish he came up with that strategy, business plan. So yeah, the idea behind the limits map is that we will have some functionality where you can go to it. Not sure exactly about that yet, or like at least I don't want to talk about the ideas we have. This is not a good piece. It disturbs the flow when you're coming down here. The light thing that pops up. The light thing that pops up. Oh, that's literally, this asset is kind of bright. Like the asset that you rotate with is kind of bright. So the world picks it up and casts a light from it because of GI, essentially. Like screen space GI. So that's what you're seeing. Damn, yeah. It really is like a failure of masking, but I have an idea. Come up with a new recipe. And I already know that this is going to change like the perception of that that view we were talking about earlier when you're coming down the mountain. I just don't know exactly what sort of... I mean, it makes it better. There's a specific view up here as well that I want to check for, that I've designed very specifically, where the forest sort of like opens up and you can see the town. Yeah, it doesn't have any real effect from here. It doesn't affect this view like at all, because that's from over here and we're over here, which is great. I love that. Yeah, no, not plugin. It's just literally Unreal being strange. Then I guess this doesn't bother me as much. I want this to be smoother, like on the landscape. Oh boy. Yeah, okay, it's fine. I want this piece to be smoother on the landscape, but that's something we can work with. I don't know if I have custom data to control the normal strength. I might have. Only spread and color, and we do have that, but that's too strong. This number gets crazy if you go really, really fucking high. It might not be this one, but there's a number that like goes absolutely insane if you go very high. Like the rock starts looking like a rock and more like a weird alien material. It's really interesting. I'm so happy I get to be here and place blocks with people. The only reason it would ever grow like this is if dirt actually made it up on this. Oh yeah, but oh yeah, I did. You're right. Good catch. One way to smooth that out would be to actually get the landscape on top of here. We need just enough for this hole to still exist here too. Some of this would not be a problem with like a nice landscaping plugin, but yeah. New fancy tools and stuff. I like the way that it was. Yeah, the roughness bothers me a little bit. We can use another material on it. We can go back, but that will mean we don't have green. So, not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. We could maybe. I think we're lacking some details here because usually I think these have some smaller rocks around them. If we found something that is a smoother... Yeah, we can add some smoothness on top of it. What if... Let me pause to check myself here. What if we went for moss on top? Yeah, it's not gonna be visible from afar, but regardless, I like the visual of it when you're close. So I think moss is the right thing to put on top of it. Yeah. Issues with the light coming through, but that's when we fix the rest of the foliage material, that's going to be good. I love our moss mesh, man. I freaking love this thing. This is a texture, like this moss thing, it looks terrible when you get really up close, but I captured this myself. This is moss from a forest in Sweden. Captured by a camera. I took the moss with me home, brought it inside, set up like a small studio for it, and then I captured the moss. The actual texture, like not the moss part itself. Let's smoothen out the... we have some foliage coming through that like doesn't add up to the landscape. That's what happens when you accidentally place every fucking mesh, or like foliage mesh, at the same time. That's actually interesting that we even able to do that before we did our merge. Like our grand big merge. It's a weird reflection. Before we did a big grand merge of foliage, you do that and the entire engine just crawls to a halt. So it's much better now than it used to be. And because I'm a sucker for composition, let's see when I tilted that tree what happened to it. When you go here, there's sort of like a nice valley towards the town now. I like that. Those are two good like ley lines, and the darker doesn't bother me too much because the red like captures the eye more. So the only thing I can think of is to enhance that line that we saw with this tree from this angle. So it would be something like this, right? And now we have even more of like a line coming down like this, like a V shape that points towards the town. And you're like, I want to go there. This shape here breaks it a little bit. It breaks your view over here. It breaks your view over here. Does it give me anything from here? It's very minimal from over here, but here you can sort of see it break into the view. And we have water running down here, which that water could be wherever. It doesn't have to be where it's placed right now. So let's enhance this a little bit. We'll move this rock over here. I understand I wanted it there to break up the water. That's the original thought of it. But we can have better thoughts today. And work with this composition instead. See, now it creates almost like a path down there. And this by itself, I guess if you just have this higher up, it will break up the water a little bit, so we can just landscape that right in there. Don't need a mesh necessarily for everything. Man, that's just so much better. Wet. Yeah, it makes me wet too. Yeah, so now this like points to town very succinctly, and yeah, you sort of like just want to start following the water down. And then you follow the water down. If you go here, you're okay. But if you go here, suddenly you're obstructed by this hill here. That could do something for you. Like there should be something here for you to interact with. Cool. Log? No, we need to we have these like open like sort of logs that are like really old, or that's the implication anyways. I think there's one over here somewhere. I'm trying to struggle coming up with what the name is. It's over here somewhere. There it is. They are called trunks. Of course they are trunks. Let's borrow a trunk. And you're coming down here. Suddenly the thing we were framing was obstructed. And then you can see, we add another like visual interest somewhere here that people can be like, oh, I'm gonna go check that out. And then we can reward them in some way. I think it's gotta be 100. Yeah, now I can reach all the nitty-gritties. How do we reward them here? Like what's we've hid like mushrooms inside of these before once, and I don't want to reuse that. You go here, you see it because you saw this, you follow this around. Maybe here is a good place for something. We could put a little like container of some sort, but it feels weird for it to be like, it could just be a mushroom. We could just do a mushroom of some sort. What if it's a speed shroom? I don't think this area has a lot of like the tempo shrooms. I tried renaming tempo shrooms at one point and I got riot. You do not rename tempo shrooms easily. We have so many item containers. And here is a pickup that's way underground. I wonder what that's about. Who knows? What sort of mushroom is this? What are you? That is a temper shroom. That's what we want. I'm trying to figure out why it looks like it's underground. Oh, Oh, it's because this isn't loaded. I understand now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna add a temperature room in there. That's appropriate. And yeah, I know I could have picked this from the editor, and I will tell you the reason why I'm not doing that. The reason why I'm not doing that is because this just has convenient settings already for being a temperature room, so I only have to tweak 2 things. If it already works, then I'm just gonna copy it. 2 temperature rooms. How about 1? I don't want to. I don't want people farming this place. And time 300. Let's do 500. Get all those random ideas in there. We want to change the box size as well. So now, person is gonna be here and be like, yo, what's that over there? That's a town. If they go towards it, that's fine. If they don't go towards it, they will come to this little groove here that they have never experienced before, hill before. And since they never experienced a hill before in their lives, they're gonna be like, I want to check out that log because that log is something new to me. And then they're gonna be like, oh, look at this mushroomy here. Actually, let's put it further to this edge here. And I don't like that the trigger is in the bush here. And then they go here and they're like, oh, that's the town I was going to. So now suddenly they've been led on a little bit of like a side journey while going down to town. And if they approach it from here, what do we get then? You go here, you see the log, you might be interested in that log still. And then you wear off and you see this thing and then you got to see town too, which is also good. And if you're, you know, just a regular ass person, you follow the road along, you can do your little thing here, and then you're gonna encounter the enemies. That's natural. This sidesteps some of the enemies you find, so we could have an enemy be here, but they roam, so I don't know. Like, we could add another like roaming enemy that's a group over here to give it a little bit of a higher chance to be like in that general area. I think that's fair. So you have something to do, or something more you can see that can take you on a bit of like a side journey here. Nice. That's some solid ass stuff done. How you guys doing? Oh, I have an exciting update for you guys. Speaking of things. But first, how are you guys doing? You guys fine? You guys finding your way through life? Okay. I was just messing about a little bit here. But now I'm more committed to you guys for a bit here. How we feeling? I am getting my cheese tax in order. I'm probably gonna try going for like another half hour or so. Get some stuff in there. Definitely. Try to start building that where I had 3 pillars, start making that ruin there. I think that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, as for the exciting update, here's the exciting update. We're no longer half evil. We are at 336. More than 3/4 of the way to 400. So yay! It's growing. Another exciting news. I'm gonna bring up Reddit here. It's exciting because I don't understand it yet. But let me bring you guys back here. This post we did keeps growing, even though it's been so long. So this post specifically, this one, is now at 7.1k. I thought it would stop at 6.8, but it just keeps going. Even though it's going slowish, it keeps growing. So this gets pushed in some places every now and then. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, this is 4.1, so it's grown almost nothing. This one also almost nothing, but this one, yeah, cross-posting was maybe not the best idea, but then I think people are tired of the concept too. Speaking of things, tomorrow we're not doing marketing day. Tomorrow is a more exciting day where I'll be trying to co-host a thing together with another developer, and we're going to be talking about enemy design. I don't know exactly what we're going to get into. We don't have like a set plan, but we looked at the options for getting things coordinated for streaming together yesterday, and things are looking good for that. So that's that's about those updates really that I have on my mind right now. Things that excite me. Okay, let's get back into it. And start building away at this thing. Roughly, these are the extents of what I want to build. I want to use these types of building pieces, preferably, for this ruin. I'm not convinced these are the best pillars for this, but we'll use them for now. Oh, this is the piece that has the, yeah. There's a specific rock. I'll show you. The specific rock on this alternate piece number 6. It looks like that. It stacks upwards. So if you do scaling on this, specifically scaling like this, it just keeps like, you know, elongating alongside because it's already elongated. So I made a version without that rock on. Rock on. And this mesh has a stupid pivot to work with, so I'm gonna change the working pivot. Obviously, this wouldn't be like a castle or anything like that, because for that we want something that's more like of a defensive structure, I guess. So this would be something else, right? Mm-hmm. Getting into it for sure here. Yeah, I like that a lot. There's some debris here. I'd like to add debris to the bottom part. This is not bad. It's not quite what I wanted. But it does get me where I want eventually. This would be higher up and more angled. Actually less angled than higher up. Sometimes the reverse is the way. That is the way. Nope, that's stupid. Leaving that idea behind. How could I ever think of such a silly idea? That block there, worst block placed in existence. It shall be forgotten forever. Better, much better. Let's save this floating rock here with another rock. Same with this guy. Exciting. Now what's exciting is being over here and being like, what the fuck is that over there? Yeah, and it reads so well from here. Get excited to like walk over here and explore everything we haven't made over here. Yeah, I think we'll use this over here as well. Hell yeah. Dude, I was watching the people play through the DLC of like Slay the Princess or whatever that game is called. Holy shit, that game has good voice acting. And it's so fun because you can just like voice act the characters yourself too. But it's just the push and pull they have in the game, so nice. I'm sweet, but I'm a monster, and then, you know, the whole plot unfolds, and the whole plot is crazy as heck. It feels like it's a classic. It's like in a few years, it's gonna be one of those games where you're like, ah, that's a classic. That's like Celeste levels of classic. So much love was put into that game for sure. For sure. I'm a little bit maybe sad that I spoiled myself of some of it, but not too bad. No. Yeah, have you guys played Slay the Princess? Obviously they could never intersect like that. Right, we're not gonna get it perfect because this is angled. We're not never gonna get this rock perfectly placed. So that's I should forego getting it perfectly placed. Well, that's good. Imperfections are good. It's just to figure out how do you make a fitting imperfection, right? Amongst everything that you're working on. I like that. Material work on the landscape will be its own pass, I think. No, I would like something more to accent this part, but I don't want to use any of those. Maybe planks? Is this crazy? No, like, I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea. So far, it's rare that I use these planks only by themselves. Like, is that crazy? I don't think it is. I'm not sure the exact story behind these, but I'm sure we can come up with something that makes sense. I trust this. Ooh, a chain, that gives me an idea. Could be like remnants of an old smithy or something. That would be kind of interesting. Then we could like use those sort of things. But now let's we're gonna use those for something else at some point. Well, for smitheries, but right now just like randomly scrolling, seeing if anything stands out to me, something we can use here. We have 10 somewhere else, so we shouldn't need that here. Why do we have static versions of shoulders and stuff? I don't understand. Plates. Shelves. It would make sense for someone to at some point camp here. So, I don't know. Like some people would shelter in there for a little while. A little while. Ooh, it would be nice to make this like a place where there could be like an ambush thing. Maybe have some some characters dig themselves up from the ground. Some enemies. Okay. Hear me out, chat. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I have an idea. I don't even know why this is a thing, but it's a thing now. These have this small and this has to be flatter. It has to be flatter, she said. I can't take these being smooth. So the idea here is that like this is a reenactment with small like stone figurines of like a thing that has happened in history, and then they can give you like a little bit of like a lore insight to that, because there's some events that we can mimic. So you get like a lore point from this. It would be Enukin lore because these are like Enukin characters. Like how they end up here, why they're here, like fuck, who knows? we might be able to come up with a story for that as well, but. Yeah, I like this a lot. And then we gotta go back to the neutral zone, persistent level, for my next trick. My next trick is gonna involve spawners. That's just a fog sheet, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. But I'm just interested in what, it's just the encounter volume. Yeah. Good old encounter volume. What else should it be? And then you have the base encounter points, yeah. Good old encounter volume. We have like an like updated encounter volumes that can check for tiers and stuff, and yeah. So we can spawn things only in certain tiers when you come by here. Let's use one of those actually. Why not? And it expects whatever those encounter points are. Let's see if it picks up just encounter points. I think it should. Uh-oh. I think we're fine. Oh no. Okay, this cues me that I should save the project now. Better now than later. Before I start working on system stuff here. Dev stream, let's go! Hello, Texlency. Nice to see you. Welcome, my friend. I hope you're having a good day. Tex, I don't say this enough on stream, but he's sent a bunch of like small cool donations here and there, and I always miss it, and I'll see it after the stream is done. So I feel bad for not like getting to it. So this is my official thank you speech. And this is going to be a thank you speech on the level of the friendship that we have. Not just thank you speech for being a patron of the stream, but to be a patron of people. So here goes. We met each other over a year ago and took a liking to each other. And I remember the first conversation we had. The first thing we noticed about each other when we were writing to each other was how eloquently we spoke to each other with lots of respect and good stuff, niceness. And that's built the foundation of like everything that came after that, I would say. Like we had a good vibe. We talked a lot about games, like a lot. Yeah, he's from that moment, really, I've appreciated knowing you. You're a cool-ass person. Cool-ass person. You're a bit of a strange tree, but you're a cool person. So, what else is there to say? Ever since then, you also always supported me in my endeavors to the extent of going the extra mile. Like, how can I help? Like, in asking that out of nowhere. Like, not outside of context, you know, knowing that I work on stuff, but you know, on any particular day, it could be like, hey, can I help with something? And it just means so much, so much. I am fortunate to have you as a friend. And I admire all that energy you have to do that. I admire the energy you have to like be like, oh, I'm gonna put this positive thing into the world. Let's see, it should pick up this then. Yes, okay, that's the encounter point we wanted. So we don't want maybe more than like 3 enemies in this area. I think that's enough. 2 will spawn here. 3rd maybe basically next to these guys, I think. Something like this maybe. Yeah. So Texcellency, do you have 2,500 essences? Because Isik might want to borrow them. Isik is building a tower. No, we are building a tower. But it's good that he's telling people about it. If you got 2,500 essences, you could choose to build a piece on our only up tower. Thank you for advertising the functionality of the essence. 2,500 essence is a lot in Dynasthir. It's not the biggest count of essence in Dynasthir, but it's really, really, like, it is a lot. God knows you can probably, in Dynasthir as the game is right now, you can probably level out the skill tree in some 40, 50 essence points. It is fun. Yeah. We want these guys to instantly spawn in here, I think, for all 3 of them for now. We don't want them flanking. We want them to dig out of the ground. We want them to have a spawn chance of maybe... Do you want all of them to spawn all the time? I think that's bothersome. So maybe 0.5. So each point has 0.5 chance of spawning. They're visible. We want... We can have different types of enemies. It would be cool if this guy... Here's an idea. So we have lantern heads, right? I think it's just miasmite or ranged miasmite. Yeah, ranged miasmite. I think. Yeah, I think these are the lantern heads. No. They're not. Archer miasmites, that's the one. So these 2 points will be Archer miasmites. Which they're lantern head state. I just don't have the capacity to rename shit. And if this is a regular miasmite, that means while you're fighting the regular miasmite, when that spawns, you will have 2 ranged ones who crawl out through the ground who will do that as well. And if we say these are not instant, these are flanking, and they have a flank max time of, they're gonna wait 5 seconds, say, maybe 3 seconds before they dig themselves out of the ground. That means you'll have time to start fighting with this guy, no matter from what direction you approach from. And then these are gonna like join the fight, if that makes any sort of sense. We place this barely at the edge so you will run into it. The encounter sort of, yeah, like that. We gathered all those points, and now we have all the ambushes here, and we have the miasmite, archer. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, I'm happy about this encounter. I'm really happy about this little detail here with the small characters worshipping the other character, and we're gonna make a lore point for that. Let's make the lore point itself, but I'm not gonna write the lore on stream. But let's just place it in the world so it's ready for us. I call them lore points, but they're called something else in the editor, and it confuses the heck out of me. It confuses the goddamn heck out of me. What's a thing that we can look at as an example? Yo, Yoda. Baby. Crimson, what do you think about this? Encounter. This guy is a melee fighter. He instantly digs himself out. Probably like around the time when you're like exploring this part, if you're that. But he's gonna dig himself out regardless. Makes a noise. Then, 3 seconds later, these 2 guys, well, not chance of 0.5, so they might actually not spawn. I think this guy maybe should always spawn. Yeah, let this guy always spawn. These guys, 0.5 chance. More, yeah. No, this is like a cute little encounter. Because this path right here, that runs through here, that's a demon path. A demon might come past here as you're doing this shit as well, so it's good. Yeah. And if you wanted to, we could say that this is only an encounter that happens on, like, say, some of the other world states. So this is a tier checked volume, so we have world tiers we can check here. Spawn in default, tier 1, tier 2. Okay, so it's tier checked, so it's not world state, it's tiers. I think we have the other one too, but yeah, for now I think I'm gonna leave it on default. We'll think about that some more. So before I wrap that up, I wanted to add a lore point to these guys, even though, like I said, we're not going to write the lore here, like right now. Come to think of it, there's very few lore points here. Like this world space has very few lore points. Might have to go and figure that out. We'll place them as we figure out where lore fits in and stuff like that. We have this knife here, right? What is this? Dialogue target, that's what they're called. So that's what we want. We want the dialogue target. We are in the persistent map, but that's something we want for anything that's a system. At least currently, how things are set up. We want all of the systems to be on the main map. That's way too far down. How's this music to you guys? Like I've landed on just having very, very relaxed music, but I do need to switch it up a little bit, I think. Right now, it has Night Skull lore point. We'll copy this and say Red Oak Worshippers. And Worshippers. We'll make an entry for that here. Everything looks alright. You get a piece of awareness. Everything is good. Cool. So I guess we should just paint the textures then. Got some functionality of this. There's more to do on the fields. We have the mound that we haven't really detailed yet. 15 enemies. 15. We could also put like a ridiculously low regenerate, like the time it takes for this to re-trigger could be very low, so they just keep coming as long as you're in the area. We haven't given them a behavior tree. That's probably a bad thing. Why didn't you guys tell me that they didn't have behavior trees? This is gonna be like the default one, I think. Is it example zombie AI? I'll cross-reference that with something, with the spawner somewhere else. Figure that out. Let's paint landscape now. Man, you really let me down there. You didn't tell me about the assignment of the AI. How could you guys? How could you? Why am I using such a small brush, you ask? It felt good, and I'm too lazy to change. It's a little muddy hill here. I also want some of the, we could have splashed in some dirt. Where this hits, there would probably be a groove, so it wouldn't have there, but like then there would be probably be a little bit of like unevenness here or there. And then this, which this ground is like, it's technically pine, but it does also make it look like more like a burnt sort of area, so that indicating someone may have made a bonfire there at some point. It's like obviously too old to tell. Well, except for if we sculpt it a little bit and we actually lower the ground a little bit. And now it's like with the indentation there, that's more clearly that, you know, they've used it for something. Nice. My dudes, we're doing it. We're making the game. So happy. If you layer the mud over the burnt, it will look even older. What do you, if you say layering? We could paint some detail, some part onto it, I guess. I'm not sure exactly how small we can go with this because it's going to be at least per vertex. I think. Yeah. So it's at least per vertex. But we could go with a strength that's lower, and then we get a little bit of like the edges. It is like this is mud. What do you want me to do with the edges? I could make sure that on the periphery here that we're not overlapping so much with the stone itself. But like it's when you say on top, I'm not sure like if my tool strength is like 0.5, I'll blend in a little bit of that on top, but it's something like that. Or like on the edges that there's like more blended. Okay, I got you. Now I sort of understand where you're coming from. Then something like that, I think. Where the mud meets the burnt. Dynasthir, where the mud meets the burnt. Looking from afar. I'm liking it. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Chat, I think we're making the game. I think it's happening. Finally. After all these years. Oh, I'm feeling kind of like that's a good point for me. It's a rough transition on these plants. I can probably work on that a little bit. I didn't know they were so. Well, that's probably the LOD is just badly generated. I can do much better than that. Yeah, it would just be like if we add something here, that would be the final thing of like adding a thing in the mound here. We'll remove little dummy guy here as well. So now the question is again, Texcellency, if you're still around, do you have 2,500 essences? That is the question. Because if you do, you can snipe my ending and add something to the ending. Well played. Yeah, I don't know what I want to put here. Maybe it's a sleeping wolf guy. Maybe. Like a curled up little wolf. Skeletal meshes. So it's one of these guys, but I would like to know of animations really. Okay. Now that I know what I'm looking for. I don't think we have them laying down. Crawl, damage, dodge. spawn point. Yeah, something like that. We do have dead wolf. And we have some version of dead wolf. That's not a dead wolf! That's not a dead wolf at all! I forget we have shit like that. Animation montage wolf death. Not playing, not looping. Just lie down. It marks the idea, even though this is obviously not final. Oh, I don't think this is gonna be here either, but I'm feeling I'm in a cheeky mode. They're just watching for now. Okay, I think that's gonna be it. So in review, we got this mound here. We got a really nice composition going from this direction. That this tree now takes over this black spot here that I didn't like, and then we move these rocks to facilitate this like valley with like a V shape coming down, leading all the way to the town. If you go this way, you might be distracted by this, and then you find a mushroom, and then you go here, and you're like, ah, yeah, I was heading to town. Or you might be distracted by this guy and go, you know, want to kill him and make your way down here, probably. He might be somewhere else, that's fine. Or you might be a very lawful citizen, and you actually loop here, to which point you might see the log first, and then that leads you here, and then, you know, that takes you onwards. Or you might be even more lawful, at which you will just enter here, which is the area of these enemies. So I think that's pretty good. We added one new enemy to the map, so hopefully that won't kill performance too much. We should be good. We might like change that to like spawners of some sort. If they're not like important for like populating the live view, so to speak, but we'll see, we'll see. We will see. You guys have been amazing today. Thank you so much. Last week I was feeling very defeated because I was doing high energy stream, I feel. And then just people didn't have time, I guess, to be active, and the stream before, or the one before that, we got like the 2 raids or whatever, and then I was like, yeah, we're going somewhere, and then it's like everything died down again, so I was like, it was on my mind, and today I was just like, you know what, whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens. And it's such a much better like vibe to have. Also, I reconnected Twitch thing again, and then reconnected the thing again on Discord, and now it worked. So hopefully, it, you know, cross fingers, it actually works now. Tomorrow, enemy design together with Eric's. It's Eric's, a friend of mine. He's developing a cool game called Wolftorn. We're gonna talk about enemy design. So he's getting into it now, and I've been doing it for a while. Spoiler. Spoiler. I'm gonna be talking about the power of one-shot enemies. That is not to say that they will one-shot you, but I'm gonna be talking a little bit about enemies that do like basically one thing, and I have some great examples of that on mind. You know, picking my favorites from Zelda basically, and also from Pseudo Regalia is really good at this. Like just enemies that do one thing that change the gameplay in some meaningful way, and when you put them together, you know, they create like an interesting experience. You don't need enemies to have like 5 or 10 different attacks. It just needs to be meaningful to create interesting gameplay scenarios. So, spoiler, that's one of the things we're gonna talk about. As for Crimson, I'm gonna try to compile this build that is currently, and then I put it on the experimental branch, so we can play around with it. There's a bunch of new shit, as you know. Oh, I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys this. This is, I'm so happy about this. Okay, so there's the tool I want to show you guys. I need to go into the project again, because I've shown screenshots, but I haven't shown you how it works. Like, not to any succinct way. Like, I've shown you the result of it, I think, some of you. So. Can I do this in... Yes, I can. I can do this in the test area, basically. So let me get you over here again. We're doing one final dive into Dynasthir here, because I was itching to show you guys, because I'm so excited about it. Even though, like, it's not my favorite implementation, like, I have an idea that I think would be better. This is still hella good. Hella. Load faster, I'm so excited. So we have lantern aligned, and you can see it has a trace coming off there. So the trace is actually key to this. So this is now an editor tool that we can use when we build things. Say we have something like this. Let me elevate this guy. This, yes. That was maybe a little bit extreme. Right, I turn it around. It's when this rotates. I don't know exactly why it has a tendency that when I rotate it too far, it aligns itself with normal in that direction instead. So there is like a sensitive like area where it works or doesn't work. But yeah, the ground can also be uneven. That's like part of it, I would say. But it's because it uses the hit normal to figure it out. Solution is you have the lantern post and you have the lantern itself. The lantern uses custom data to mask that it's because they're using the same material essentially, so they can share materials. But if I do this, it's gonna stop. Maybe not. Okay. Is it over here? Maybe I changed it. Maybe I realized this could be its own material altogether. I forgot how it works. But this rocking motion is in material. And then it just does a trace downwards and figures out the angle. Which I recognize there's a part here that needs to be like updated for that. And it's like, it's not perfect yet. Oh, sorry, that's, I was moving the component, so that's... Why are your traces over there, bro? Yeah, give me back my traces. I probably moved the thing far from the center and now it's just off. Yeah, there we go. Isn't this cool? Isn't this fucking cool? See how it like aligns itself, even like I do this. And then, you know, you go a little bit too far. So there is a vertex. It's over here, I think, that is misbehaving. But when you don't do it a lot, it's okay. But there's like one of them that like isn't painted fully. No physics hacks, yeah. It's material, solution, and tracing, and all that is like a, you know, the construction script. Does this. You can fire a trace as a designer too if you want. But it's going to use the one when you play the game, so this is mostly for designers to grab a new one if you don't want to deal with having construction script active. But we do, so it's so good, so good. Oh. Also, it's not perfect up here, like the overlap here is not perfect at all. Like I could place these better together. Nobody will fucking notice. And also what I'm doing with this is that I'm gonna add a knot here, so you would not be able to tell, instead of like trying to match these up perfectly, because it's not, I don't know, like it's not necessarily difficult, but yeah, I guess that's better. But yeah, we're gonna add a knot in there and then we can do that. That's what I wanted to show you guys. That's what I wanted. Now we can all go home and be happy. Yippee! I'll finish another cheese stacks before I go. Just taking you guys out from this adventure of today. I've had a good time. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you. As I was saying earlier, I've started hanging out on other like dev streams. Considerably more like popular channels than, well, considerably like more than we have here. And making connections basically, and hopefully that's eventually going to lead to more devs stepping by and having a good time with us. Building a little bit of a dev community, I guess. Also, maybe some other people watching them, but mainly just making connections is nice. I like it. Alright guys, I'm gonna be out. That was a good... Oh, I was gonna like stop like almost a half an hour ago. That was a good like side plot. Bye bye. Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow. Hope I'll see you there. If I don't, that is a-okay. It makes no difference. The only thing that matters is that you play and enjoy. I'll see you when I see you. Brain rot! Brain rot. Brain rot. Oh, brain rot. Give me.